Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Driven Wyld. Today we are talking about how to get more catering orders as a Grubhub driver. I recently got an email from one of my subscribers, Vinicius. Thank you so much for emailing me about this and making this video possible. And like any ambitious enough gig worker, he wanted to know how to get more catering orders on Grubhub because catering orders is one of the best opportunities in gig work. At least that's what everybody's saying, right? So with that said, I want to go over everything that's being said in this email, some important points about catering orders on Grubhub, how to get more catering orders as a Grubhub driver, what Grubhub tells you versus how it actually is, and everything in between. But before we do that, let's go over a quick disclaimer. The content of this video does not contain, is never intended to be legal, business, financial, tax, or health advice of any kind. This video is for entertainment purposes only. It is advised that you conduct your own research and consult with qualified professionals before applying anything you find online. I also want to be clear that everything that we're going to be going over in this video is very market dependent, and what applies to me in my market may not apply to you. So with that said, let's get started. Hey, I am such a fan of yours, and I really enjoy all of your videos explaining about Grubhub. I have something I couldn't figure out. I never receive any catering nor big orders. My ratings are always 95 plus, 95 plus, and 100, but they never offer me those orders. While I have other friends with exactly the same rating, receiving them daily. The only difference is that they have their account for years, while I have been working for 6 months. I can't figure out why that happens. Do you have any idea? It's nice talking to you. Have a great day. Well, Vinicius, first of all, thank you for being such a fan and keeping up with all of the content on this channel, including the ones that are less popular overall. I also want to commend you for being the type of ambitious driver that's not only looking to qualify for programs that are going to pay them better, but even reach out to other drivers in order to figure something out. And it takes a lot of humility to nut up and ask for that kind of help, especially in an industry where people are kind of punished for asking questions at this point, with haters on the internet and all that. That said, however, don't look to gain more catering orders on Grubhub. Let me explain. First of all, any of these gig companies have to be really careful about who they are sending catering orders to. Catering orders and normal food delivery orders are two completely different worlds with a completely different set of expectations overall upon the drivers themselves. And that said, their rating system, while it's better than others in terms of overall control of what they are and how things work, is still not great for measuring your follow through as a driver. Why put acceptance rate and completion rate as the same single rating, when at the same time the restaurant has literally canceled the order and that hits our offer commitment rate? Even though they say they don't make it hit it, sometimes it actually does. Not to mention the onslaught of ghost orders and things to that effect. It's a nightmare. Also, in order to get your ratings up high enough to be eligible for more catering orders, regardless of whether they're good or bad, you have to be willing to take a plethora of no-tip orders and low-tip orders that never fit in the dollars to mile ratio. Meaning you're basically punishing yourself just to receive larger orders in size, not so much in order value. No-tip customers can order catering as well. Not to mention, just because you have the stats doesn't mean you're getting into the catering program specifically. Catering programs on major platforms like Doordash's LOP or Doordash Drive, or on Grubhub and their catering and large order programs, they have limited spots and usually require some level of sign up or some level of interest displayed. Yes, they could reach out to you, but that's not something you should really depend on either. That said, though, that doesn't mean you can't get catering orders. It just means you need to take extra steps in order to do so. So let's actually talk about how to get more catering orders as a Grubhub driver. Double check that you're actually eligible. This is what Grubhub says about being eligible for catering orders on Grubhub. How do I know if I'm eligible to deliver a catering order? Delivering a catering order takes additional planning and care. These orders not only involve handling a large amount of food, but also require the driver to enter business establishments, interact with multiple people in those offices, and set up food for the diner per their specifications. The needs of our catering diners require that drivers who make the catering deliveries maintain a high acceptance and on-time rate. Be willing to take the time and care required to fulfill diner expectations and be comfortable carrying lots of food up or down to an office in a large building. You see, that's what I'm saying. You have to have a high acceptance rate and an on-time rate in order to just be eligible to get into the program itself. And I know you said you checked out all of my Grubhub videos on the subject, but I'm going to leave a couple of videos on large orders and catering orders on Grubhub in the description. Feel free to check those out. Check your area's availability. The fact of the matter is, not all areas are eligible for catering orders on Grubhub anyway, and if they have limited spots for drivers in which they prioritize said orders. Like I said, they could reach out to you, that's possible, but that doesn't mean you can't or shouldn't express some level of interest yourself. I'm going to leave a link in the description for the request form in which you can fill out. Feel free to check that out and send them a request. Get bags for the job. One of the things that Grubhub and all of these food delivery companies want to see is that you have the tools for the job. I cannot prove it, and I can't say that this is exactly how it works on Grubhub, but I have a feeling that these companies keep track of the purchase history of the tools and resources you buy from them and keep it within a profile on you specifically. Catering bags, tote bags, wagons, etc. They know what you have that you bought from them. I'm not saying it will definitely help, but it couldn't hurt to have the tools and resources and be prepared to receive said orders.
Achoo, those bags are so expensive!
This is your business. This is the major difference between someone who's an employee and someone who's in business for themselves. If you tell an employee they need to have specific tools, they're gonna moan and groan about it. If someone told a business owner that if you buy this bag, that not only it preserves the integrity of the food in which you are transporting, but it'll also see an increase in order flow and order quality, they're not concerned about how the bag is gonna cost them less than 20 bucks. They're gonna make the purchase and get that ROI ASAP, you know what I'm saying? So don't be afraid to invest in your own business and save yourself time and energy making sure that you have the tools and resources to actually get the job done. Because I'll tell you what, having the proper tools is half the battle. Diversify your gig portfolio. Catering is not exclusive to Grubhub by any means. And I know, you're probably already on Doordash and on UberEats. You're aware that Doordash has their LOP program, and Uber, shockingly enough, doesn't even have a separate program for catering and large orders, which makes no sense to me. But that said, one of the better ways that you could get more catering orders is by diversifying even further into apps and gig companies that also have catering orders. Apps like Parworks, Deliver That, Bolt Deliveries, Food Fetched, and some of them are a little bit more localized. Time to Eat SoFlo, NC Deliveries, etc. Don't feel so limited to feel a need to get more orders on a single platform where you can easily just diversify your gig portfolio and get more orders that way. Even consider expanding your niches in verticals so that way you have even more opportunities available to you. Because that's how gig workers really make more money at the end of the day. Did I miss anything? Is there something else about getting more catering deliveries as a Grubhub driver that I have yet to cover in this video? Let me know in the comments. Let's make sure that anybody and everybody that wants to receive more catering orders as a Grubhub driver knows how to do so that way they can make the most amount of money in the least amount of time in the safest possible way. Also, if you guys also want to email me about something you would like me to go over, my email is drivenwyld@gmail.com. Feel free to send me an email, and who knows, maybe you'll be featured in a video like Venetius was as well. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. As always, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.